Good morning, grade 6. I hope all of you are doing great today. If you are all settled down, let's start our lesson. Are you ready? Great. Okay. Our lesson for today is about progressive aspect of verbs. We have three tenses in progressive aspect of verbs. They are the present, the past, and future. In progressive tenses, they contain helping verbs and action verbs ending in ing. Let's read and study the following sentences. She was reading her book. She is reading her book. She will be reading her book. The main verb reading expresses a continuing actions and is accompanied with a helping verb was, is, and will be. Together they form verb phrases to show progressive tenses. Let's learn more about present progressive. Present progressive is formed by following these rules. Use is if the subject is in singular form, and plural form use are, plus the base form or ing form of the verb. Example is walking, are walking, am walking. Do not forget that the verb will be used with the pronoun I plus the base form ing of verb. Alright? Let's talk about the 5 uses of present progressive tense. First one, it's to talk about actions or events that are happening at the time of speaking. For example, I am learning English now. John is cleaning his room at this moment. The verb phrases I'm learning and is cleaning are both in the present progressive tense. The expressions now and at this moment are used to indicate the time, which is present. Alright? Next one, to talk about actions or events in the future time. For example, the students are coming to class in jogging pants next week. He is visiting his friends next week. Are coming, is visiting, are both in progressive tenses. The expressions next week is to indicate the time, meaning that is exactly the action that is happening in the future time. Next one is to talk about actions or events that are short-term or momentary. For example, the patient is taking antibiotic. I am attending elementary school in Crescent Academy. Is taking and am attending are both phrases and in present progressive tense, but they are in a short period of time. Like she takes antibiotic for a week only, so it is considered as a short time only. Okay? Another one is to talk about changes and trends in progress. Example, our city is changing rapidly. His English is improving. Is changing, is improving are both in present progressive tense, meaning the changes in the city is happening now. The action is in progress. Alright? Next one, to talk about actions or events that is happening around now and not necessarily this very moment. Example, she is studying to become a teacher. They are teaching at Creston Academy. Is studying or teaching are both in present progressive tense. In English, now means today, this week, this month, or sometimes we use the present progressive to say that we are in the process of doing longer action, which is in progress. However, we might not be doing this at the exact time. Alright? Okay, so let's practice. Okay? He is watching a movie at this moment. Your subject is he, so your verb or be verb is, and watching is your verb ing. We use the form subject, be verb, and verb ing. Okay? Number 2, I am reading an interesting book. Your subject is I, and is your be verb, and reading will be your verb ing. We use the form subject, be verb, or verb ing. Okay? Number 3, David is learning to drive tomorrow. David is he, so your be verb is, which is singular. Learning is your verb ing. We use the form subject, be verb, ing. Number 4, the babies are growing quickly. Where is your subject? Your subject is the babies. And are will be your be verb, growing is quickly. You use as, be verb, and verb ing. Number 5, she is wearing white dress on her wedding. Your subject here is she, so your be verb is, which is singular. Wearing is your verb ing. Once again, you use subject, be verb, and verb ing. Okay? Okay, so now let's go to the past progressive form. Okay, so let's go to past progressive. It is very important to take note of this rule to create past progressive tense. Okay? So we use was if the subject is singular, were if the subject is plural. Was plus base form plus ing, were plus base form plus ing. Okay? Example, was climbing, were walking. Let's talk about 5 uses of past progressive tense. Number 1, to talk about actions or events that was happening before another action or event began. Okay? Example, I was reading a book when she arrived. John was answering his homework when his mother called him. Was reading, was answering are both past progressive tense. Okay? Perhaps the idea here is I started at 7 o'clock. Then she arrived at 9 o'clock. And I finish at 10 o'clock. Okay? Next one is to talk about 2 actions or events that were happening at the same time in the past. Okay? For example, Mother was cooking lunch while my father was talking to someone else. While the teacher was writing on the board, the students were writing on their notebook. Okay? Was cooking, was talking are both in past progressive tense. You see, 2 actions in one sentence. Okay? The other one was writing, were writing. Mother started cooking at 9 o'clock, and father started talking on the phone maybe at 9 o'clock as well. They both finished their action maybe at 11 o'clock. Okay, so they were doing the same action at the same time in the past. Okay? Next one, talk about actions or events that happened at one point in the past. For example, everyone was crying at the end of the movie. The students were jumping with joy after their game. Was crying and were jumping are both in past progressive form. Perhaps here the movie started at 7 o'clock and ended up at 10 o'clock, and that time everyone started crying. Okay? And that happened only in one point in the past after they watch the movie. Alright? Alright, let's go to the next one to talk about ongoing actions or events that are repeatedly done in the past. For example, the children were kicking the soccer ball. The old man was coughing the entire night. Were kicking and was coughing are both in past progressive tense. In the first example, the children, they were kicking the ball repeatedly during that exact time. Alright? And the second example, the entire night, he was just coughing. Let's say from 8 o'clock and until 10 o'clock, he was still coughing. So, that was the repeatedly action that he had done during the past. Okay? Understand grade 6? Next one is to talk about actions that are temporarily going on in the past. Example, the rain was pouring hard last night. I was reading a book a while ago. In this example, was pouring and was reading are both in past progressive tense. Perhaps I started reading at 7 o'clock, but I stopped reading at 8 o'clock because maybe I was just tired or maybe I need to do something. So the action, as you see here, is temporarily, meaning I haven't finished reading the book. I just maybe put it on the table and later I will continue reading it. Okay? Understand? Grade 6? Oh, well done. Okay, let's learn more. Number 1, I was washing dishes when the phone rang. Okay, so as you see here, your be verb is was because your subject is I. So your verb should be washing. Subject, be verb, and verb ing. Okay? The next one. They were running while he was walking. Two action at the same time. So your subject is they and your be verb is were. Running is your verb ing. Okay? Number 3. Anna was clapping after her speech. Your subject is Anna, so your be verb is singular, was. Clapping is your verb ing. Number 4, the children were laughing in class. Your subject here is children, which is plural, so your be verb is were. Laughing will be your verb ing. She was drawing a house a while ago. Your subject here is she and was is your be verb. Drawing will be your verb ing. Okay, grade 6? Understand? Great. Let's move on. Future progressive. This tense can be used an ongoing action in the future. Okay? Okay, let's go to future progressive. Future progressive tense is formed by following these rules. Will, be, or shall be, base form plus ing. Example, will be announced plus ing, will be announcing. Shall be, teach, ing, shall be teaching. Okay? Okay, let's talk about the three uses of future progressive. Number one is to talk about an actions or events that will be happening at some point in the future. For example, my sister will be joining a contest in January. We shall be conducting the program in 3 minutes. Will be joining, shall be conducting are both in future progressive tense. Okay? Future progressive tense, it indicates actions that will last for a period of time in the future. The verbs in the sentences are used with time expression that refer to future time, which is January and in 3 minutes. Okay? Okay, so the other one, to talk about actions or events that are scheduled to happen. Example, Mother will be waiting for me at the park later. He will be watching a movie tonight. Will be waiting, will be watching are both in future progressive form. This is the action that he is scheduled to do in the future, and there is a specific time. Okay? Next one, to talk about the duration of actions or events in the future. Example, the students will be reading a novel for 1 month. The workers will be constructing the building for 3 months. If you see in the example, will be reading, will be constructing are both in future progressive. And there is a specific duration, which is 1 month and 3 months. Okay, so only 1 month in the future they will be reading a novel and they will be constructing the building for only 3 months. Okay, that is the duration, what you call duration. All right. Okay, let's practice more. I will be buying a cake for mom tomorrow. As you see, your subject here is I, so your be verb will be. Buying will be your verb, ing. Okay? The next one, they will be exercising for 1 week. Subject is they, and will be is your be verb, exercising will be your verb, ing. Mother will be attending a wedding in December. Subject is mother, will be verb plus attending verb, ing. Alright? Okay, grade 6, that would be all for today, and I hope you've learned something. I'll see you again in our next class. Goodbye!